What's up, Pandas? Peter from Panda here. Hey, I want to show you another shovel. It's Shovel Day here at the Panda, the Institute. This one is outdoors by Totes. Two serrated blade edges. It is a folding shovel that is pretty good value for the money. So this one is definitely more of an outdoor camping backpacking shovel. It's not super heavy, but it's definitely a few pounds. It comes in this hard plastic case. It's not a super rigid case, but it's a pretty nice case, given that a case like this is protecting you and your gear from getting caught up on a big piece of metal equipment here. It does have a couple of Alice clips here on the side, so you can put this on a belt. You can put this, they are pretty good. The problem of buying a piece of outdoor equipment in this price point is you shouldn't expect a lot. This is definitely something where you kind of get what you pay for. I think it's a really good value, but if you're going to kind of live in the bush and be out there for a long period of time, or want to have something that's going to last you years and years and years, you're going to want to definitely pay attention to kind of what you're paying in the reviews. But two nice clips. It's kind of a nice feature. Even the case itself is a pretty nice feature in this price point. And then the shovel inside is kind of a painted black. It does not appear to be, it may be powder coated, but it's just painted black. And it's a nice small compact size, a little bigger than my mitt here, and it's not super heavy. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind with this: it folds out like an accordion or a Z here, and so the handle flips out. And when when the handle folds out and the blade folds out, and there's kind of it's not a hydraulic, but it's a single bar here, a little square bar that kind of moves up and down this round tube, and so you can't move one or you have to move one or the other. You can't move them both at the same time. Actually, it's probably easiest to move the blade down first, kind of get that in place, and then the handle up. You can give yourself a little more room. Once either the blade and the handle are down in position, you use this twisting collar here to tighten it up in place. What I found is that this collar is actually pretty hard to move, and I'm not in any extreme temperatures here, but you might want to spray a little silicone or something in it, and especially if you're going to be out and getting wet and freezing temperatures, it's just something to keep in mind. You may want a glove on there, because I found, especially when it gets in a position for a while, it is pretty hard to not tighten up. A couple other things here to keep in mind, and these are quality issues, is that I've loosened it up, so you should be able to move the handle. But one of the things here is that it's kind of held into place with this just a bolt, nut and a bolt. And I kind of wonder, because it has a little bit of play in it, it's not a big deal, but if you might want to tighten it down, or you might actually want to have, I don't know if that's a 10 millimeter head on it, but you might want to have a small toolkit just to be able to tighten these things up. I'd almost feel better if it were a little bit longer here, to have a couple of bolts on the end, so you don't have it falling apart. The cool thing about this type of shovel is that they're going to be much better at digging a hole, especially in hard ground. You've got a nice pointed tip here, but the fact that the shovel head has this square pivot on it means not only can you put it in the standard shovel position, but you can also angle it 90 degrees to the bar and kind of get a hacking shovel, especially if you're kind of trying to dig a fire pit or something like that, or even use it to kind of bang on some wood, some small logs to kind of break them up. You've got that. And then you do have this serrated edge here and here, so you can kind of use it to scrape and cut. They are not on the opposite side, so they're only on one side, so you'd kind of use them in this motion. The other thing that I really like about this, and there's a lot of folding shovels that are very, very similar in shape and size, but one of the things that I liked about this is that the handle on this gives you some you can have your hands in a perpendicular arrangement. So if you're pushing into the ground, because usually you're using these types of shovels on your knees, you don't get a lot of downward pressure on the shovel. And that can actually, a lot of these are just a tube with kind of a bicycle handle grip on the end, and they're kind of like a canoe oar or something. You work up blisters and calluses because your hands are kind of rubbing on the pipe a lot. This gives you some nice flat edge where your hand isn't rubbing, but it's really pushing, and you can push into the dirt or into the mud or sand or whatever you're using without kind of exposing yourself to a lot of blisters. And as well as you can kind of bang on this with your foot or whatever it might be if you really need to get some strong impact pressure into the target there. So I like having this type of handle instead of just the long handle with the covered rubber end. Now, the nice thing is those types of shovels have one less moving part, which is kind of nice. And because you have a little less metal, they tend to be a little lighter too, and a little easier to carry. But you know, that's something to consider when you're looking at a travel shovel. This is all kind of it's a fairly thin tube of metal, and they're pressed at the ends to give them some structure, and twisted and folded here. So you know, this is not a solid metal bar that is bent to give you a lot of strength, but it's meant to be light and to kind of do what you need to do. There are some pressed in formations here to give the shovel blade some rigidity. But other than that, you know, for a $40 MSRP, and I got this one for, let's say, 20 bucks online, you know, it's a pretty nice shovel with, like I said, the perpendicular handle here for your outdoor activities. So looking forward to getting out in the great outdoors with this sucker. You can kind of dig some holes for some posts, make camp, dig a latrine, and it's a pretty nice little compact package. So Peter Von Panda for the Totes foldable shovel. Out.